So welcome. Tonight's Monday, the 30th of September of 2024, and I welcome you tonight for the fifth live chat of the year. We are back from our summer break. We were taking it easy. I wish I would say taking it easy in the sun with the feet in in the ocean, but that would be a lie. I was in Ireland under my umbrella, but hey, we do what we can. Regardless, we are back in September and with a kind of a new sense of purpose, ready to really to tackle new themes and to open up to new stories. So let's go. We are ready to listen to another sister. It could be a brother as well. Everybody is welcome. So let's not be shy. You might know actually someone, it might not be you, but someone who has a wonderful or inspiring story to share. And feel free to reach out with me or reach reach me out. God, it's going to be hard. Reach me out. And I'll be delighted to chat with this person because we do need your voices. Okay, we have really created those chats to learn from each other, okay, to inspire one another. This is really here. I'm really spelling out the intention of those chats, and also because there is a power in storytelling, really a power. And very often when we listen to somebody's story, it resonates somehow with our story. So we all have to learn and grow from anyone's story. And there is no story that is too small. That's your little voice that's telling you this. Truth is everybody else's heart is willing to listen to what you have to say and learn from it. So that's a beautiful reminder. And honestly, um, sometimes as well, you might just have an inspiration, a dream, a vision, and you might want to have support, and that could be the place for it as well, where you come with that new call and you don't know where you're going. You don't always have to be perfect. I'm never perfect actually. And you're more likely to want to be encouraged or to have us witnessing you. And that is also a way that those live chats work. So welcome to everyone, live or on the replay. We're delighted to have you here. So that is it. Today, I am delighted to host my accomplice. She's not only mine, you know, in the Temple of Light. I don't know if you know it, but we have designed that group with the 4 pillars of Kate, who is here tonight, Alexandra, Mary, and myself, because we had been working, the 4 of us together, committed on a weekly meeting with holding prayers, holding high vibration. And we decided we wanted to grow. And that's how the Temple of Light came. And that's how the light chats in the Temple of Light come. That's how Kate offers oracle skills and give a lot of insight on a regular basis in the Temple of Light. And that's how and why Alexandra is going to start giving some art and creative classes from time to time. So we are really trying to be active, to reach out really, and to feel that we want to grow a community. So please, we are like anyone else, be delighted to feel a bit of encouragement and have you a bit of reply, return, and tell us what you need and what you want. So that it is. So my beautiful Kate, let's say I'm the 4th pillar. She might be the 1st pillar. And with Alexandra on the side, and Mary and I, we're just in the back supporting them. There is no number. I'm just joking.
There isn't.
So Kate and I tonight are going to talk about alignment. And I'm really, really interested and curious to know what Kate has to say, because alignment today is quite a buzzword. It's there. We find it quite a lot, in anything holistic, anything about personal development, anything about spirituality, the word alignment is present. Kate is going to share with us what her take on alignment and also how she uses it for herself, how she applies it to her, how she uses it with her clients. So it's going to be really interesting. And then she's gifting us that beautiful little ritual at the end, about 5, 10 minutes. And it's one of those little portable toolbox that she's offering to you that you can do anywhere. So stay with us till the end, and you'll be able to benefit from this. Okay, do you want to say a word about yourself? Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit, say where you are located, and so whatever you feel like.
I'm Kate West, and I'm based in Dorset in the UK. Love it down here, of course, because we get better weather than Ireland most of the time. And yeah, I work with transforming deep-rooted beliefs and healing, the oracle cards. There's quite a few tools in my toolbox. And like you say, we work on the Temple of Light together with the four of us. And this month, September, was Set Your Intentions. And I think it's quite funny how the amount of set your intentions I've seen since we've put ours out, so it's
Right.
obviously a theme now. It's a communal theme that's going around, which is really interesting because everybody, we are all connected. So, it opens up other people to the same thing, and you think, well, we're definitely in alignment with this,
Yeah.
with our Temple of Light. So, I love that fact that works for us, and we pick the
Mm.
themes really well. So if you want to watch the replay, go back to that one as well, because it's a really special session this month. So
Yeah, and it's actually very relevant what you're saying because you cannot set an intention without aligning yourself, or without being aligned. That's one of the conversations we'll have with Kate. So, okay, so let's start with the first question. What does alignment mean to you, Kate? What's your
alignment
take
means
on it?
alignment means so many things. I think for me specifically, it's about feeling and being happy with where you are and who you are, and just being joyful and in gratitude, because we can soon fall out of that phase. And I think when we are in alignment with whatever we're doing, wherever we are, it has to feel that we're happy. We are
Mhm.
happy in our hearts. And I refer to the cards sometimes because the home card comes out in one of my packs, and it always reminds me that it's where you are in your heart. And if you're happy in your heart, it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, you'll be happy anywhere. And that's true alignment. Like, we all think we have to achieve something to be in alignment, or we have to put out these manifestations and different things, but actually being in your true form of happiness and joyfulness without secondary gains, because
Mm.
manifestation is secondary gains, but alignment is all about getting yourself back into that good place within yourself, heart, mind, body, soul.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's all about that, bringing all those together, and to to know that synchronicities come in when you are in alignment for whatever is meant for you at that time.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that will then propel you forward, because we always get this thing, like you say, the big thing was on manifestations for quite a while, and now
Yeah,
it's on alignment. and
yeah.
and for me, it's what does it mean to you, because
Mm.
it's something different for everybody, because they will
Okay.
obviously want to manifest, but then you still have to be in alignment. If you want to manifest a joyful life, you've got to live a joyful being first.
Mm, mm.
So
So,
that's the same as alignment, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. But so, what do you align with? Do you align with your heart? Do you align with your soul? Do you align to a greater source? What is your Because I hear that it's an inner journey, it's an inner resources. That's what you're telling us. You're saying, hey, come and just and it's unconditional because you say don't go try to gain anything, but the true state of being happy and at peace, really. But do you, so let's say we're in and out of alignment all the time during the day. That's what you're saying, because we're influenced by our mental, we're influenced by our emotions. So, um, what's your actually what is your North Star ultimately? That's what I'm asking, isn't it? What brings you back to be able to align? Is there a yeah, a North Star or a compass or what's there for you?
For me now, because I've gone down the route of the angelic realm, the
Mm.
guide spirits, I've done the mediumship and different things like that, the
Yeah,
trance mediumship as well, psychic stuff. It's just all that. But for me now, it's about going to the source, God's source. That is for me true alignment. Because we all sort of don't know, we hang on to lots of different things, and when we're hanging on to things in the reality, they're very fickle.
yeah,
And when you believe in something, I feel it, you take it with you wherever you go. And some people say, well, how can you believe in God if you don't see it? You can feel it. You
mm,
feel that energy, and we're all God energy. So, when you believe in it, in or out of alignment, it's always going to be there because you believe in it. That's your belief.
mm,
Like I say, I still work with angels, with uh, healers, with psychic surgeons, different things. But for me, like you say, now it's all about going to the main source, the
yeah,
God source, because you can waste so much time um, going through other ways when all you need to do is talk to God, which is really talking to
mm,
yourself as well, because we're
yeah,
all part of that energy. So for
mm,
me, that's what I align with, and commanding and declaring now. Whereas before I,
yeah,
I asked, and I thought I felt uncomfortable to command and declare to a
yeah,
higher power. And I thought, well, actually, am I not doing it to myself? Am I not commanding and declaring that I, as Kate West, want this, or want to be in that, or so that there are values there as well as to what you see yourself as
yeah,
and how you see yourself as. And I think what on the journey of healing for years and years, you sort of, like you say, you dip in and out because you need
yeah.
to, but for me it is about the God source. That is the strongest, powerful source, you can go to.
I really hear. Sorry if I put it in my word. You're saying the God source as omnipresent and omnipotent. The that is not changeable when we human being are always in fluctuations and tapping in that alignment of with the God source that resides within you.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, isn't it? And
Yes.
that's why you're going straight to that very high vibration as well, if not the highest, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really yeah. And I love your I'll go back to it because that I command and declare, which is really powerful. And which we see in all the spiritual text, we or like when we declare the Moses code with the I am that I am, there is really that real power to speak up those words, isn't it? It's not words that come from the ego. It's it's from a different source, like of true manifestation, if I can say it that way,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
for many years
Um,
I would never have used those words because I'd have felt, who am I to command and
yes,
declare, because I
yeah,
wasn't in that headspace, I wasn't in the heart space. So for me to actually say those words, I just felt really yucky and sticky to
yeah,
say
yeah,
them. Now I know that I am part of the bigger picture, the energetics of the God source. And like you say, it's not just about, you're not saying it to God directly, you're saying it to yourself because you are a God.
yeah.
Your soul is part of God. And as the older we get, or nearer to death we get, we are going towards God. So we're going back to collective energy. rather than in this physical body.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Mm.
Makes real sense. Yeah, it's really, and that's what it is, really. And I had a thought that crossed my mind, and that went so fast, I lost it. So it's okay. Let's go for another question. So, obviously, you mean you are talking from experience, obviously. So, what are your personal strategies to stay in alignment? Okay, so I think you really started hinting it, you know. Um, can you develop it a little more for, let's say not everyone might be able to talk might not talk your talk. So if you can just, if you were to phrase it again, how would you, how would you say, I, Kate, oh, that's what I wanted to say about the declare and command. The declare and command that you do because of the work you've put into your who you are, and cultivating your soul, it's always for the highest good.
Mm.
You don't
Yeah.
command and declare to have 3 houses and win the next championship or the next Olympics. There's nothing wrong with declaring any of that, by the way. But we are not working, and that's what we're not working from the ego voice here. Okay,
And
so
I've never used it in that context, but I might have a go and see if it
come
works.
back to us and
But no,
tell
I've
us.
never used it in those contexts, only
Yeah,
for my alignment,
yeah.
back in to who I am.
Yeah, and in the greatest good and the greatest truth of all that is into that interconnectedness of beings. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
go on,
because
tell her. Yeah, go on.
right. So faith is the biggest one. So faith
Yes.
and trust.
Yeah,
Trust has always been one of those things that people are like, oh, I don't know if I can, don't know if I can. They're in and out of it all the time. And I'm guilty of that. I'm in and out because in alignment, like you say, you do have to trust that you're on the right path. And
yeah,
sometimes that trust can be challenging because life, it has its challenges. There's no life without challenges. And
yeah,
you give me somebody that says they never had challenges, and I'm be like, nah.
yeah,
No, we've all had, even if it's only small ones, there's still challenges, even if they're just simple things that, we think are simple, but to other people, if they've never had challenges, even a small challenge can be
Mhm,
feel like a giant.
mhm,
So, going back to what you believe in, because we waver. It doesn't matter how good our faith is and the trust, we still waver in and out because there are times, like you say,
mhm,
that those challenges come up and bite us,
yeah,
in a different sense. And it's about doing the work within ourselves,
mhm,
clear clear things, clear the challenges, clear, the drama and things that are outside of us that are affecting our lives to get us back into that faith and
yeah,
trust. Because
yeah,
like you say, you will come in and out of that, similar to the alignment. Because when everything's going right, you'll be like, yes, I trust, I have faith, and
yes,
and then it stops because it's
yeah,
meant to stop. It's not meant to feel that way the whole time, because all that does is get you on your feet, get you running, and then you're going to hit other challenges, in whatever you're doing, whatever you're pursuing, whether it's simple things in life or, like career or home or family. There's different challenges that will always want to come up and show themselves, and I
yeah,
wish that weren't the case, but I know it is, because life shows us what we need to see and what we need to learn to
mhm,
get back into that place, and I'm just thinking, because throughout you were talking before, Florence, I was thinking of my sister and her faith and her trust. And the last time I spoke to her, and she said that she just has no faith anymore because she wanted my sister, who passed away 2 years ago, to come to her and and tell her she's all right and this, that, and the other.
mhm.
And but she came to her in a dream. So
Ah,
yeah, so
mhm,
and she's still saying that I don't trust, I have no faith in
yeah,
God or the angelic realm, this, that, and the other. And I said to her, how do you think that you're going to get what you want if you don't have faith and trust?
mhm,
You know, if my sister's spirit wants to come to her and she keeps coming to her, is she just going to keep pushing her back and pushing her
Mhm.
away and saying, no, I don't want you here. You're not real because I'm not believing this. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not going to believe this. It's not true. And yet that's what she craves for and that's what she wants. But she keeps um, coming out of her faith and her trust because she doesn't think she's getting exactly what she wants,
Mm.
you know. And we still, if there is that, also that belief in what we believe, you know, if you believe in spirits, you're going to hear spirits, you're going to see spirits, you're going to feel them and sense them. If you don't believe in them, how are you going to be in alignment with,
Mm.
you know, actually trusting that you can hear them, that you can see them, that you can feel them? It's the same thing, you know. So
Yeah.
that's a little story of how, you
Mm.
know, you can bring yourself back into that alignment. And it is difficult when you think you've lost your faith. Only I don't feel like we've ever lost our faith. You know, you see atheists, you know, it at some point in their life having an experience and it just blows their mind, and you know it, and it
Mm.
blows the atheist part out of proportion because the experience was so amazing
Mm.
that it couldn't have been anything else but being in alignment with God, and God showing, you know, that we are all connected, we are all higher beings, and that, you
Yeah.
know, we're going to go back to God, that that's not nothing at the end of it,
Mm.
you know.
Interesting. Yeah,
Mm,
I hear two things. You got me to, I brought it back to my story, of course, but before I go there, what you're saying about your sister and the desire to still meet with her sister, but he's not allowing it because he can't open up. He's not opening the door to a vibration where your other sister can communicate. That's what you're saying here. So, and that's where the lack of alignment, and he's not able to do it because, as you said, she doesn't trust and she doesn't hold faith anymore. And I had a time for myself, where I actually question. It's interesting you picked up those two words. I really questions what is faith and what what is trust, because for a while I couldn't see the difference between trust and faith. And of course, faith is charged as a word, like it's one of those sticky words, so to have faith, it puts you straight into a box somewhere that feels a bit sticky to me. But then I went to do the work for myself, and that's my personal perception, and it doesn't have to be anyone else. But I came up with, oh no, trust is still conditional. And it's easy to trust when things are right, when it goes your way.
mm,
And I think that's what happened a lot. People stop trusting when suddenly it hasn't gone the way they wanted,
mm,
you know?
yeah.
So God, so I got whatever. I got fired. I got sick. I got a life crisis or an accident of any kind. And it's like, well, if this happens to me, how can I trust again? Because we have put a condition on trust. Trust is there only to treat us well and do whatever we think should happen to us. And when I say faith is not asking any condition. And that's how I felt. I felt trust was conditional and faith was unconditional. In in a shit stick, you can still hold your faith. Sorry to speak that way, my good English. But you have you're going you have a tough going. This is the time to hold your faith.
Mm. Yeah, and that's it. You know, the challenge. I said the challenges will come up, and like you say, you think, oh, I'm trusting that this is right, but it just means that something better is going to come from that. You know, even when we lose people, like, you know, like my sister, it's almost like when you say you've lost somebody, you haven't actually lost them because their spirit is still around. You know, it's your faith and trust that you've lost.
Yeah.
It's not them, you know, physically, yes, but that's the way we're all heading eventually. You
Yeah.
know, but it is the same thing. It is, like you say, it's having faith and trust in what you believe to be true.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you know, things will happen, in those spheres, because when you're out of alignment and you don't trust, you don't have the faith, and something does happen to show you, you're not going to believe it, because your mind's going to go, no, 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 that didn't happen. That was my
Yeah.
imagination, that was just, no, that just didn't
Yeah.
happen. Even in a dream, it is all about that. Like say, when you do believe and trust, then you just know it's right, and you feel it's right. Even like you say, in dreams, we have messages. Different people come to us, different
Yeah.
versions of events play out, and it is about trusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is about trusting.
Yeah, it reminds me of that story. I can't remember where it's from, Buddhist. I actually don't remember the source of it. That one about that man, and it's flooding, or and he's on top of his roof. You know that story,
Yeah, he goes on
top
top of
of,
his roof, and they send a boat, and he says, "No, no, I'm not getting in your boat. God will save me." Yeah, and then they send a
and
helicopter, and
yeah,
he's like, "No, no, God, it will save me. I believe." And then he
yeah,
drowns and goes to heaven, and asks God why he didn't save me. And he said, "I sent you a boat. I sent you an aeroplane. I sent you a
yeah.
helicopter." It
And
is.
that really shows
Yeah,
the way we condition everything, we expect things the way we want them, and nowhere else. And ultimately, if we bring all this back to alignment, you're saying, no, no, no. Your alignment is beyond all the story you can tell yourself. The alignment is, I almost see it uh, as a finely tuned instrument. It's like yeah, tuning a Stradivarius, tuning even your personal guitar. And every time you use an instrument, you are tuning your instrument first so
oh
that
my
it
gosh,
plays
yeah,
to the right chord, to the right vibration, to the right sound. And that's really what it brings me to. That's what you're saying. It's just like come and align to the
yeah.
high chord. It's just,
But the alignment and beliefs, like you say, they're in the same category. And I was just thinking again that, in the past, when like I've been self-employed most of my life, because I love to be self-employed because it's my
mhm,
hours. But when
mhm,
I've gone for a job, even from the age of 16, I've gone for a job and I've known that job's going to be mine. And I've gone with confidence,
mhm.
whether I know all the answers or not. I've
Yeah,
just been very confident and not nervous in a way that most people would get nervous in
yeah.
an interview and things like that. I just went along and enjoyed it because I
Mm.
knew the job was mine. And it's funny because over the years as well, even now I know whether a job's right or not before I even go any further. I'm thinking, well, I knew that wasn't right. Why did I go?
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
know
It's really
because when
cool.
I
That's really cool. Yeah,
mm,
yeah. You,
when
you,
you
you
know, you
hear,
know.
yeah, when you know, and you hear a power of intuition, and you hear a lot of, yeah, of alignment again once more with what's happening. Would you be able, so in your view, what are the indicator? Like you talk, you have clients, you have a family, you have friends, and you have accomplices. And what are the indicator? What are the signs that tell you, oh, this person is out of alignment? Um,
There are indications on that, and it's because they feel like things are being done to them, or it's somebody else's fault, or it's almost like there's blame and
mm,
conditions, and all the time, and they're not really looking at themselves, or if they
mhm,
are, they're resisting that. They're
yeah,
resisting what they need
yeah,
to let go of. But
mhm,
I see it quite often, and it's just looking at something else to blame. And
yeah,
people have done things to
yes,
all of us,
yes,
great
all of us.
height,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's about us letting that go. It's not even
yeah,
about forgiving the other people or the situation. It's about us healing what's within us, what's trapped within us, those memories in those cells in the body. Because, like you say, the mind gets involved, and the mind wants to stop you. It wants to
mhm,
protect you in its own way, but
mhm,
also it sometimes wants to keep you stuck as well.
mm.
you know? So it wants to keep you in that space of you cycle. So you'll cycle continuously all the time. If it's not the one story, it'll go into the next story until you get off that. It's like the loop and the leap. So when you leap,
Mm.
things change. You might get back on another cycle eventually, but once you leap, you start to heal. You know, and I think I used to think that I was coming out of alignment when that happened to me, because it could,
Mhm.
you know, healing could go on for 2 years or more, you know, and it's a long time. It feels like a long time. But
Mm.
when I've got to the end of it and I know it's coming to an end, and it's happened quite a few times, and it's coming to an end, and I just know it is, and I'm then so grateful that I've healed those situations from my past, because I can go through the stories and see them playing out. And it's normally
Mhm.
when other people come to me, or, you know, I meet other people in different circumstances, and their journey mirrors my past journey.
Mhm.
And it's almost as if they're brought to you as for you to learn to heal what was happening to you at the time, because at the time it's difficult to heal situations when they've been challenging. And you know, I've
Mm.
had quite a few challenges in my life.
Mm.
um so you know, people and situations will be brought into you to help heal those. And then, like you say, it's not that we're not in alignment, because we're obviously in alignment for that healing journey
Yeah.
that is needed for the next level. Because some of the things I talk about in my courses and, you know, workshops and different things, I was not sure I'd be able to talk about had I not healed them within myself.
Mhm.
So,
Mm.
and I talk about them quite easily now, yet for years I denied that they really happened,
Yeah.
because I wasn't going to allow things to define my life. Yet
Mhm.
they were obviously um, really present in me because of the
Mhm.
way other people were with me,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
So, and the need within me that I
Mhm.
didn't realize I had, which I now see in my clients, you know, the
Mhm.
need that they
Mm.
have in them to mirror
Yes,
other
that's what I was
people,
thinking.
yeah,
Yeah.
without healing what they need to heal.
Mm. Mm.
You know, so
Mm. Mm.
it opens you up to a different
Yeah.
way and a different being. And then, like say, from those experiences, even the experiences themselves and the healing of them, because there's so much magic, I would say magic, in those healings and how they
Yeah.
happen, and the synchronicities, that it's like you definitely, you know, there is an alignment. Like you say, we always say, well, we're out of alignment, we're in alignment. And I feel that maybe we're in alignment the whole time, and
Mm.
we're just being shown, you know, that this we don't have to, we need to choose how
Yes.
we live our lives, and then get off that loop, you know, leap
Mm.
out of that loop to go on to
Mm.
the next level. And I'm not saying,
Yeah.
you know, that everybody deserves to be in like an abusive life or this, that, and the other.
Yes.
There's always that, you know, strength then to
Mm.
get off that treadmill, to then
It's
start.
sometimes it is very hard to be accountable. Sometimes in life, at one point, we are not ready to face it. It's asking, it's true, it's asking for a lot, and it is a journey, no doubt, to be able to embrace all that we are. And and what I find on that journey, the greatest hindrance, which is doubt.
Yeah, that's the biggest, is doubt. And it's doubting ourselves. And if there's other people involved, they will niggle you and put more doubt in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you say, when you get a great idea and then you tell somebody and they go, oh, do you really think that's a good idea? Should you be doing that? You know, do you think
Yeah.
you're going to pull it off?
Yeah.
And it's like it
Yeah.
flattens you straight away.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
absolutely flattens you. So you don't always need your own self-doubt, you know,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
somebody, as soon as you tell somebody else, and it can be a fanciful idea,
Yeah.
but then you don't do it, and then somebody else about a week, 2 weeks later does it, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
could, you know,
Yeah.
I could have been out there doing that for myself. But you know, you allow self-doubt, and like a lot of it does come from the mind, because the mind is a supercomputer of all your passivity. So that will take you back into that, and then I'd say it wants to protect you, but I think it just wants to keep you little. You
Mm.
know, it wants to keep you small, because
Yeah.
that's where it keeps taking you. You know, so
Yeah.
it's about learning to discern and asking questions. This is the big thing with me now, especially with the work I do. It's all about questioning those doubts. You know, are they your doubts? Are they from a past doubt? Are they from family doubt? You
Mm.
know, where have they come from in the first place for you to doubt? You know, do you not feel good enough? Why don't you feel good enough?
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of questions that you can
Mm.
ask yourself to get yourself back up. And even if you don't go and do what you think you wanted to do, it's about asking the questions in the first place, you know, and not allowing outside influences too much
But this is
come
a
in.
skill. This is a skill on its own, if I may say, Kate. I mean, I personally, I have done both of your workshop online and in person. One is much longer than the others, but they're both really good. And it, you know how to ask the question, and asking question is a skill. You know, it really is. Because. Uh, um, especially when it's related to yourself. I mean, that's our greatest filter is, we're blind when it comes to ourselves most of the time. And truly working with that system that you have of a deep-rooted belief that my husband also took the workshop and I'm married 28 years with the man. And he, had, he did it in person. And what came up, I was like, oh, that man never said that to me. But truth be told, he didn't even know that himself deep inside. Deep inside, sorry, he knew. But up in his head, he didn't know. And that's beautiful because that's very uh, liberating, And suddenly I see this man and I say, oh, that makes sense now. That makes sense. That makes sense why he's so careful. That's why it makes sense. He's so good, you know. Uh, but he's overdoing the protection with me, with his children, because of that thing in the past. So it was beautiful to be able um to have this. So I'm really on the art of asking question here. I just drove it a bit on a tangent, but that's an art by itself. That's an art by itself, to know
Yeah.
how to ask the questions.
And
Yeah.
I definitely won't take all the credit because, you know, when I'm working with somebody, and especially one to one, it's literally as it comes, you know, because it's from the conversations you
Yeah.
have and feeling into deeper. Like with the workshops, I do have questions now ready, and I'll change them each time to what I feel is needed in that workshop or, you know, the online courses and whatever. So, but it is about tuning in as well, you know, because I feel like you say, you forget in here because you want to, but the body knows. The body knows. And when you tune in to yourself and your soul, it's almost like there's that recognition, like it wants to come out and wants you to know how it's felt all these years, how it's feeling,
Mm.
you know, what is holding you back and how it's holding you back. So, you know, that's what the probing does. It doesn't mean to say, like you say, because of the workshops, I do the energetic work always at the end, because sometimes the energetic work doesn't actually mirror the questioning,
Yeah.
because the soul will then take you even deeper into
Mhm.
it. The questioning is about you recognizing that you need to, because it's a
Mm.
shift that you will have had so many shifts throughout the day, like say asking yourself questions. What it is like, what is the right question to ask? Even I do it now, and I have to write so many different questions before I'll get to the right one.
Mm.
So it, you know, it's
Yes.
about getting down,
Yeah.
and whether, and sometimes when we're doing it ourselves, like myself, it's like, do I believe that? Is that
Yeah.
right? Because when somebody else is doing it with you, especially energetic work and feeling and sensing in deeper to the soul, you know it's truth or not. You
Yeah.
don't, you know, there's no way to say you definitely know it, but you just feel it. You feel it in a deeper way
Yes.
because your souls are connecting. That's why we all come together in these situations, because the soul
Mhm.
wants to, you know, wants you to do the work because it wants you
Mm.
in a joyful place. It wants you to be happy.
Mm.
That's all the soul wants for you.
Yeah.
You know, the mind puts a lot of things onto us in
Yeah.
situations, challenges, you know, things that have happened in the past. So, you know, when we can go back to tuning in, it's a whole different feeling, a whole different
Mm,
answers, you know, different
mm,
stories. And it is magic.
mm.
It's magic.
When we were preparing that chat, I asked you, I said, well, how do you align someone, and you said, I don't,
No,
and
it's not me. It's
so
not me at all.
you can see if someone is aligned, or you don't even say it that way, if I understand correctly, correct me, okay? Uh, Ultimately, okay, a person is in his or her alignment or
Mm.
not, and that you can see. But then after that, it is up to this person.
Yeah. It's the same as a healer. You know, I'm a healer as
Yeah,
well. And
yeah,
I don't heal people. I give.
mm,
It's up to them to take it
yeah,
and
yeah,
to acknowledge it. And you know, all the work I've done over the years, and I have some great, you know, testimonials, reviews, and different things. And
mm,
it doesn't go to my head in any way because it's a gift. You know,
yes.
we're
No, I
all
get that.
working, we're all working in different ways with this gift.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
for me, it's all like energetic.
yeah,
It is energetic, you know,
mhm,
and I love to hear, even if it's like a year, 2 years later, how well the person's doing, you know, and they might not even associate it with the fact that I helped,
yeah,
you know, I assisted. But like you say, they did the work. You have to do the work
yeah,
because at the end of the day, you know, yeah, I can do healing, I can send healing to whoever and whatever, you know, but it's about them accepting it as well,
yeah,
and about them knowing that they're accepting it and that they're taking it on board. And it's the same with the workshops. You
yeah,
come to the workshop to do the work. You know, I'm not the
mhm,
one doing it for you. I could tell lots of people, oh, if you did this and that, but it doesn't make any difference because they've got to do it for themselves.
true.
Because
Yeah,
they might do it that one once that way because I've suggested it, but they haven't recognized it themselves. So
mm,
until you recognize where there's issues and problems, you're not going to change anything to
mm,
get yourself in a better alignment, you
yeah,
know, to bring your
yeah.
energy up.
And yet, it's again, it's very challenging. We had so what I'm going to say that we also share. I also shared it with you earlier on in a prep. But I said the tough bit is when I look at myself. So I'm 53 now, and uh, I had a tough going between the age of 19 to 26. And the reason it was tough going, it's not so much the harder that time of my life. I think time my childhood might have been much more challenging and harder. But it's a time where personally I lost my faith. And I would have said I fell out of alignment. Kate is telling me here, no, I'm misaligned. That's what happened. Or I was not aligned at all. And the difficult part of those phases in life is you don't know actually. You like I didn't know I stopped being aligned.
Mm.
And that's the tricky bit, and that's where your role can be as well in the work that you offer, even with the oracle cards, because um m- we know that the oracle card again it comes, it's something greater than us, but still they come through your hands, and you have your skill and you have your gift, you know. So how do you can tell, like if you had me when I was 24, completely out of not misaligned, and hence making the worst choices for myself. So that's what happened, you know.
Mm.
How can you help someone? You get me? How?
Yeah, they've really got to want that help. They've really got to
Yes,
want that. It's like you say, we see so many people in you know, in that situation, in trauma and, you know,
yes,
depression, they call it now, bipolar, different things. And they've got to want the help as well. And I know they say, oh God, I want to help, but nowadays there's so much secondary gain, especially like UK and wherever, the secondary gain
yes,
to be, you know, not have to work and different things like that. And I'm not saying that, you know, about people with depression
Mhm.
or things like that, but they have to want to help themselves. And again, I have, I have stories on that. I have my other sister who's in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
And years ago, when I was doing the journey work, I said to her, right, if you don't get any, and it'd been a few years, she'd been in this wheelchair. And I said she was going for more result, to get more results and more tests and different things. And I said, so, right, if nothing comes of this, will you allow me to do the journey with you?
Mhm.
Because when you go to the journey workshops, you learn to do the journey with other people. And it's
Mhm.
similar to the transforming deep-rooted beliefs. And she said, oh, maybe, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I bought her the book. I sent her the book, had the CD, and I saw her 6 months later, something like that. And I said, oh, did you read the book? Oh, no, I didn't get past the first 2 pages.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so, what happened with your result? They didn't find anything. There was nothing there. They couldn't say what it was or this, that, and the other. And for me, even if it is physical, there's still a very an emotional attachment to whatever's going on in the body.
Mhm.
And she really didn't want to go down that route of helping herself.
Mhm.
And so, I've learned from a lot of situations in the past that when people don't want to be helped, they don't want to be helped. And my other sister who passed away, we used to go into these, and she'd accept healing, but to do a session and go deeper, especially into a visualization, she would put doors up and she would lock those doors, and as much as I was frustrated with her, I realized that it taught me a big lesson to say that she needs to be able to accept
Yes.
the help as well. And I found out after that she didn't want to. She felt like she deserved whatever she was going through
Mm. Ah, yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
It transpired after she had a brain tumor, but that was years after. That
Mm.
was many years after. But she openly admitted, because we had good conversations, and she said, I feel like I deserve what
Yeah.
the way I am, that I'm depressed because of that situation. And it wasn't hers to take on, really.
Mhm.
Really wasn't hers to take on,
Yeah.
the judgment and the guilt.
Oh,
And
sure.
and
Yeah.
she
So,
did. She did,
yeah.
and she wouldn't allow then um for help,
Yeah.
any help to come in and
Yeah.
just ease that for her. So she wasn't in a place.
Mm.
Plus, that, like you say, there are secondary gains in some cases. You get attention, you get money off the government sometimes.
Yeah. Or,
There's lots of different things
yeah,
that you,
or even you get sympathy, you get support, you get the emotional,
yeah,
possibly the emotional gain as well. I mean, Caroline, is it Caroline or Caroline? Miss, MYSS. Years ago, I read a book that he wrote on why don't people heal, you know, and pretty much the book is, hey, people don't want to heal, they just don't want to be in pain.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't want to feel the pain, but
Mm.
heal.
And
Because
yet
they.
their minds can't take them to that place because I had fibromyalgia when I was 33, and
Uh-huh.
it was absolutely excruciating. I was in bed for
Yeah,
like four months, just muscles, my whole body had just gone into shutdown,
yeah,
toxic
yeah,
overload.
yeah, yeah.
And so I went on a self-awareness of what foods I was eating. So I cut everything
Yes,
out. I felt like I was starving for a year. But within 9 or 10 months, even though my body still wasn't right, my energy levels were through the roof,
yeah.
through the roof, because I got
Mm,
my gut right. But it took me about 4 years to actually get back to a physical, even though I was going to the
yeah,
gym and, wanting to push my body,
yeah.
it's almost like my body had just shut down, gone into detox, the
Mm,
toxins all from all what of a leaky gut or whatever was going into my system. But when I then say to other people who have fibromyalgia, well, have you had to go and changed your food? Have you
yeah,
looked at what you're eating
yeah,
and
yeah,
how
yeah.
you're eating? And they don't want to know. It's almost like you say, they want to be out of pain, but they prefer to pop the pills
Yeah,
than actually
yeah.
go down the route of actually thinking about how they can
Mm,
help themselves. And then, like you say, they're totally out of alignment and they're wondering, well,
mm,
why did this happen to me? But they're not happy to
mm,
do anything about it.
Yeah,
And that's
they don't see it. It's really yeah. Yeah, it's not seeing it. So as you can see, when we can we can talk about alignment the whole night there. There is so much to say about it really. And ultimately is there like obviously we could say like we know I'm on a journey for long enough about my own about self-awareness and my personal growth at spiritual level that I can now open up better, and hence I'm going to keep doing the journey because it's well worthwhile ultimately. And despite that, I have my tools. I have my tools. I have my key sentences. I have my little gig by myself to bring me back into my alignment, and it would start obviously. Uh, I'm a very embodied person, so it starts with the body, but not only. It can also be called. Um, there's some key sentences. There's some key places where I go to recall my alignment, and maybe that's where we could shift by now. Is like, see, we're not going to back on me. I know I took a lot. It won't be about me. It will be about Kate, and Kate possibly would have a way to little gift to offer, so that actually it could help you if after this conversation you might, whoa, am I in alignment? Or what? That could be what this conversation here is bringing you to, like having me to question. I think the questioning is the start of the journey anyway, really. And possibly what could be interesting, and Kate will tell us, would be actually to repeat what Kate is going to share and see what comes at the end of it and compare,
mm,
you know no, was I in alignment? Am I in a different alignment? Am I, you know, and begin those questions for you that will the questions are really uh, the keys to unlock the door, really. So uh,
definitely.
yeah, so Kate, go on, show us, and I'll do it myself.
Okay.
I'm
So,
curious, and I thank you. I thank you so much for accepting to share, because it'd be like 5-10 minutes, and
yeah, no, like you say,
yeah,
I used to do a 20-minute or more ritual every
yeah,
day, and it
yeah,
got to a point where for years and years and felt like I had to do it, and I was like, really had to do it. And now, like you say, I go to God, the source
yeah,
energy now. Whereas before I was asking Archangel this, that, Archangel that, and I know that if they're meant to be there, they'll be there as well, and they'll put in their energy too.
yeah.
So, I'm just going to do a process that I now do every morning, and I can do it anywhere. I can do it in the car with my eyes open. We said this before. You can do it anywhere, and you learn to do it. You learn to find the right words for you. You don't have to use my words. You can find the right words for you and how quick you want it, how slow you want it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a process I use every single day because I feel that it serves me. It serves me. And when I've forgotten, I can get to halfway through the day and go, oh, no wonder I feel so sticky, because most of the time I do it after Florence's wonderful, gracefully moving in the morning, because that's my time to do on those days.
Yeah,
But yeah, so we'll go into this.
please. Thank
Yeah,
you.
cleansing and clearing, and getting us back into a little bit of alignment. So yeah, so you want to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and let it out. Take another deep breath in, and let it out. Another deep breath in, and let it out. And now we're going to ask God for the blue light of healing, cleansing, and clearing. Come down into your soul star chakra just above your head, into your crown. Just see that beautiful blue light now coming down into you, into your body, and then into your soul, all the way down into your earth star chakra, and then pushing out into your aura, into your energy field, and asking that anything that is not serving your highest and best good be let go of and sent back with love, light, and through divine filters. And just see that energy clearing to the edges of your energy field. And now ask your guardian angel to cut any cords that they can, sending them back with love, light, and through divine filters. Any cords that are not serving you right at this moment. So sending that back. And what I like to do now is I like to take that blue light and send it down into Mother Earth, into her ley lines and energy field. And I see them going around the earth now, cleansing and clearing. I ask that they be transmuted, transmuting any negativity into love and light. Just see that going round the earth. And beautiful lines in blue all the way around the earth, allowing that to do its work. And then I ask for God's white light protection come down into my soul star chakra. So you see that white light now coming down into your soul star chakra just above your head, into your crown chakra at the top of your head, and then all the way down through your body, into your soul, pushing out into your aura, into your energy field, all the way down to your feet, all the way down to your earth star chakra, sending it all the way down into Mother Earth's ley lines and energy field. So you're sharing this protection now, sending it down into Mother Earth, and seeing that white light go down. What I normally say now is, keeping me guided, guarded, protected, and aware throughout this day, and only allowing in what is for my highest and best good. Seeing that now, all the way down. And now, this is where I see myself in a beautiful golden pyramid. And I see this as my boundaries almost, but it's a beautiful golden glimmering pyramid. And I see myself sat in there cross-legged, hands on my knees. And I ask that my boundaries are respected and that I respect other people's boundaries. But around that pyramid, I see a beautiful golden sphere of energy all the way around it, circling. I command and declare, these are the words I normally use, I command and declare that I am in alignment for my highest and best good, in my health, in wealth, in clarity, in all areas of my life. And allowing that to just wash through you. So yeah, so when you ask, you command and declare. If you feel you can, otherwise you ask for these things to come in. And that for me is every day I do this ritual, which then I know I'm protected, I'm cleared, and I'm in alignment with whatever I need to be in alignment with for that day. And that's a very simple and easy way to do it, but you'll find your own way to do it. Some people say, I don't know how to do it, but we all find our own way. If you'd heard my ritual before, you'd think I was a mad woman, because I asked Archangel this for that, Archangel that, all different angelic realms and God and Mother Mary, and it was just too much. It's too much. So now it's like command and declare, the cleansing, then the protection, then into your boundaries and your enlightenment, and alignment. So you've done it for yourself, and whatever your day is, that's meant to be.
It. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful process. But like you say, we all find our own way of doing that. But that's
Yeah,
just a small taster of what you can do.
that was very powerful. Thank you, guys. I really felt it. I felt all the shivers on my skin, and the color, the culling of colors, the culling of shape, is really helping. And yes, I agree with you. Uh, you make your own, but it is nice to have somewhere to start with. That's the beauty of it. So no, that's really wonderful. So thank you so very much for being the light here and guiding
Thank
us. Thank
you.
you so much.
We look forward to whoever wants to come on next.
Yeah, exactly. But that's there's a lot here, and there's so much because when we usually want to go for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, we went slightly over time here. But uh, feel free to actually, this is a conversation.
Yeah.
It's not just a start and an end. So if it's resonating with you, if there is something you want to share or to add on, feel free. We're not holding the truth, we're holding our truth, you know. So feel free, please, to partake. Even after I was watching the replay, the group is there for that. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to turn on the recording.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to thank Kate for tonight. It was really, really wonderful. And just, I shall see you next month with another guest speaker.